Okay, so in this example, we're going to be demonstrating the destructive baked AnimSequence workflow using our sequence baker tool. And right now what we have here is a standard animation clip that we duplicated for the run clip. And we just have an additive control rig layer added alongside of it with no edits at the moment. So on top of doing this basic setting here, we're going to be customizing our options on the left-hand side here. So rather than baking to a new anim sequence, we're going to be unchecking this checkbox, which will reveal this anim sequence slot here, which is the primary anim sequence. We can choose our own anim sequence that we want to bake into, or we can check this auto update from sequencer selection checkbox. With this checked, depending on which animation track you select in sequencer, this slot will auto update. So if you select something here that's very ambiguous, it's not gonna deselect the slot. So we want to select this one, and for now we're just going to uncheck it so that when we switch around here, this anim sequence slot doesn't refresh and update, because we want to be destructively baking into this same clip as part of the workflow. On top of that, we might not want to autosave, so we're going to uncheck this just to make sure that we keep our settings in preview mode before we actually commit to the changes. And on top of that, we're going to be changing some of these default options here. So we're going to be unchecking this keep control rig tracks, which will reveal these new options here, which will slap on a new layered control rig, which using the default rig after every update that we iterate on here as the anim clip gets updated. So from here, just as an example, we're just going to delete this and we're going to add it back as an example using the stash. We're going to take this, we're going to select here, I'm going to add it back. So as some arbitrary edits here, we're just going to move, let's say, for example, we're going to move the pull vector here over to the side, and we're going to raise the arm rotation here a bit. So with this, now we have this new updated layered additive animation, and we can just hit bake. And let's say we double check some of our settings here before we do the actual bake. So we also, since we are baking to the same animation clip, we don't need to add the animation track back. So we can just continually use this same track here. And we also don't want to deactivate it, right? Because we want to keep this running with the new layered control rig without any modifications added onto it as well. So with this set, we do a bake. And you can see that we actually have it added back as a new clean animation track with no changes. And our animation clip has actually been updated. So if we open this up, you can see that it contains our updates here. And we also note that because we didn't use autosave, it has an asterisk, meaning that we haven't committed to the changes. So as another example, if we want to continue iterating on this, we can just take, let's say, for example, the right control here, and let's say we raise up here. So we have this new updated walk cycle. We hit bake again. And then now this is committed into this animation clip, so we can keep making our edits to the same animation clip. So just as the final example, we're just going to move this pull vector over to the side as well, just to have this goofy walk. And then we do another bake again. And then we have the final result here. And this is all happening destructively onto the same animation clip that we've specified from our starting point. So if let's say we're happy with this, we're going to hit save. And then now we have this added in, and we have a clean layered control rig track here as well, which is not necessarily needed now that we've baked it down. So we have a new animation clip that only results in one file being generated out as part of the destructive workflow. So in the next video, we're going to be demonstrating the example of using a non-destructive workflow. But this scenario is useful for people that are just making small tweaks, and we just want to make sure that we're replacing an existing animation clip, and any derivatives that use the same animation clip will also get the updates because we're working off of the same source file. Yeah, I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.